We've been on the road traveling for the past 6 years. The ocean has given this fortunate lifestyle. It is a dream that has become normal to the point that life is being passed up if we don't keep moving, exploring, and challenging ourselves. I'm Rusty Long, and together with my brother Greg and friends from around the world, we will follow storms to places of great beauty and amazing waves.
Hi, my name's Steve Long, and I've been a long-time lifeguard chief and supervisor now of the parks here at San Clemente and San Onofre State Beach. And my sons are Rusty and Greg Long, the professional big wave surfers, and this is where they grew up. A lot of hours up here watching Rusty and Greg growing up on these beaches. That was their playground, and they learned respect for the beach and learned respect for themselves and others. When the boys were young, we'd bring them down on the beach, introduce them to the water and the sand from the time that they were first born. When they were 12 and 13, they always were looking for the most power that they could find, and began hearing about Todos Santos. The following year, Greg 16, Rusty 18, they both rode some very dramatic big waves. Yeah, I've been uncomfortable watching the boys in really big surf. I saw Rusty take a very bad wipeout and held down for 17 seconds, which doesn't sound like a long time, but if you're holding your breath and you're being beat and the next wave is breaking and coming towards you, and the surfboard is doing what we call tombstone, it means the person's down very deep. And then his head just pops up, he gets a breath, and he goes back down and beat some more. Yeah, I was very, very nervous at that point. How would he handle that? But he had handled it, and he learned from that. What I am most proud of both of the boys for is that while becoming well known for being successful surfers and big wave riders, that they have remained humble and have not allowed themselves to become obsessed with any of the image of what it is that they're doing. They do it because they're passionate. They truly love it. I know they would do it even if they weren't being compensated for it. And both my wife and I are proud that they've just grown up to be humble, respectful human beings. That's what any parent would hope for, and that they've been blessed with the skill to go out and have this adventure is certainly very satisfying to us. We know, and the boys know, that the whole surfing world could end with an injury, or if things were to change, that they couldn't do it. They've had this wonderful experience, and I'm sure they're living the dream that every surfer probably imagines, being able to travel to distant places and explore. That's their passion, to go find the new spots. Yeah, we're proud of them just for being good kids.
This is Greg Long, and I want to welcome you along for our Baja adventure. We're keeping a really close eye on the wave models, and two really big southern hemi swells were on their way. We decided Baja was the best place to be for those two. We have a pretty extensive checklist of everything that we need to be, especially when we're that far in the middle of nowhere. You need to be totally self-sufficient, so it took a couple days to get everything together. But we have all the stuff ready to go most of the time, and sure enough, we're on our way before we knew it.
So here we are, ready, packed up, heading out down to Baja, about 12 hours down. I just came back about a week ago, was down there taking a look at a couple of new waves that I've been meaning to surf, and kind of scouting out the area. So getting pretty excited, got the van packed up, ski ready to go, and yeah, Twiggy just came in from South Africa to come join us for the week, so it looks like a couple pretty good days of surf ahead of us.
Really excited. There's two nice swells coming in right now that we see them traveling all through the ocean because they start so far away in the southern hemisphere, and The waves that we're going to be going to surf are pretty hollow sort of waves, so it's nice to know that we're going to be getting barreled pretty soon here. All right, let's hit the road. We're out of here. Boom.
We left really early in the morning, trying to make as much time, the best time we could. Getting down there, it was quite a long drive, and I always get really excited as soon as I cross the border. Being back in Baja, it's really it's real refreshing for me, just sort of getting out of, you know, kind of the busy places around Southern California. So for me, it's, you know, one of my favorite places in the world. The scenery down in Baja and driving through the desert, it's one of the most incredible places I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a lot of driving and very dangerous roads, a really narrow 2-lane highway, a lot of big semis, and not a lot of room for mistakes, but nevertheless really a fun drive down there.
On our way down through Baja, we always stop at Mama Espinosa's restaurant. It's a little halfway mark for us and some of the best food in all of Baja, so always fun to take a little break.
There's about 4 or 5 different military checkpoints where the federales will stop you and search your vehicle for drugs and weapons, kind of just routine procedure, but it's always fun. They're really great guys to kind of sit and talk story for a few minutes in between breaking up the drive.
Good day. Yeah, it's been a long day. Would have liked to have gotten an earlier start and actually been out there surfing right now, but it's the way it goes. And yeah, I mean, all in all, like 12 hours so far, so standard full day. Good night. And yeah, got like a week's worth of swell coming, so not really worried about too much. Everything will be good in about 2 hours from now when we're down there having a beer on the beach and relaxing. Illegal.
We arrived pretty late in the afternoon. Set up camp, you know, found a really nice place, kind of tucked away from everything. It's really nice being right on the beach down there. You get to wake up, the sun rising over the ocean first thing in the morning. Usually, you know, spend a couple hours and first thing kind of stretching out, winding down from the long drive before we go out there and go surfing. every single evening it's always nice, after coming back from surfing, to have a nice big fire, sort of sit down and reflect on the day and really sort of warm up and enjoy the moments. At night we had some of the most beautiful and brightest full moons that I've seen in a long time. The next day we took a drive up the coast to a beach break that I'd surfed before. And it was pretty funny. We actually ended up getting the van stuck in some soft sand, but it wasn't that big of a deal. We were able to dig ourselves out. As the first swell was winding down, we packed up and said goodbye to all the friends that we'd met there in the town, and I was really excited to go and take a look at this other wave. After another full day in the car and another long dirt road, we arrived to a good friend of mine, Eric, has a house, and it's really nice to kind of sit and enjoy the luxuries and accommodation like that, but still be really out in the middle of the desert and close to nature. I have a lot of really close friends that I've met down there, and Pedro, one of my best ones, actually has one of the biggest and greatest collection of shark teeth that I've ever seen. We all really enjoy each other's company and have a good time down there. The next morning, me and Twiggy went up the coast to take a look at this wave that I'd seen before. It was really one of the most incredible setups that I'd ever seen. Unfortunately, there's about 1,000-foot cliffs that surround the entire thing, so the only way to get there was by boat. The next morning we woke up in the dark and got the boat ready. The waves were actually so big that we had to wait for the light to come up before we could actually launch the Ponga through the surf. And it was really a very anxious moment going and wondering what the wave actually was going to be when there was swell. On the way up we stopped and came across some fishermen, and they were pretty excited to see some people coming up to surf up the coast, and they were pointing and really encouraging us to get over there and get out in the water. As we pulled up, we could see the waves were absolutely perfect. Twiggy wasted no time jumping off the boat and paddling over. He had about 3 really good waves before the rest of us joined them, and for the whole rest of the day it was about 4 of us just sharing perfect lineup with nobody around. It's really incredible to share those sessions with just your friends. You really sit back and think how lucky you are. And for me, that's the reason why I travel and why I spend so much time on the road, is for those few moments of absolute solitude and just you, a couple friends, and perfect waves to share.
Today I use perpetuates and more.
We had 2 absolutely perfect days at the point by ourselves, and unfortunately we had to hit the road a little bit early to get back up for the Billabong Big Wave Awards. I'm pretty excited. I have a nomination for the biggest wave of the year, and my brother the ride of the year, so looking forward to a good party, but still bummed to leave Baja.
Screaming at each other. I'm a molar, wisdom tooth, get the fuck out of my Thank you so much.
In the words of famous director Alejandro González Iñárritu, he once said of Tijuana that all who have crossed at some time from the United States into Tijuana find out that there is a certain electricity in the air and almost an absurd contrast. To me, it is a place where the most noble dreams overlap with the saddest ends.